Hi everyone, it's Lydia aka Thoroughly Rich, back at it again with another video. Okay, in today's video I wanted to talk about breakthroughs, specifically right before a breakthrough. So before you have a breakthrough, you may feel very overwhelmed. Usually before a breakthrough, you feel like, oh my god, nothing's working, I've tried everything and nothing is happening, no change is happening. It's like, but the thing about it is there's also going to be an underlying feeling, okay, of like, you don't want to give up per se, but you're like, well, what is going to happen? When is it going to happen, you know? And ironically, that's usually right before something actually shifts and something actually happens, when you reach a breaking point. And then you have that breakthrough. So when you reach that point, it's not about being overly optimistic or being, you know, delusional or thinking you have to be delusional or thinking that you have to be overly positive. You just have to keep putting on a smile and acting like everything's okay. No. At that point, you need to admit how frustrated you are and get it out, because that gives you clarity. Because if you're frustrated over not seeing results for your efforts and you know, the hard work you've been putting into whatever you're doing, it means you know you deserve to have results. You have a feeling of what you deserve, and if you feel that, then that means you're aligned with it. It's just frustrating that you don't see it in your 3D reality currently. And so when you reach that breaking point, it's important to let out the frustration, because when you let it out, you're either just releasing it or you are igniting a change so that you can transform that energy into motivation, into inspiration. Let that frustration fuel you into the next level, into the next step. The only way you can go wrong with frustration is if you let it stop you. Why are you frustrated? Because you care. You're frustrated because you're aligned with something you can't see. You're frustrated because you know you've earned something and it's not yet arrived. I say this all the time. Emotions are indicators, okay? They're indicators. And so when you feel something, you don't have to overanalyze it or overthink it, but it's important to take a step back and ask whatever you're feeling, what is it trying to tell you? Ask it what it's trying to tell you. When we feel a sensation, it's an indicator of something. You know, we're sensing something. I'm not saying just keep going, you know, to no avail. But if you know something's meant for you, honestly, it's going to be harder to keep going because you know the destination, you know what it looks like, you know what it feels like already. And so it's going to be harder to keep going because you're not there yet. You're not fully experiencing what you know is there for you. And so, yeah, it's going to be frustrating because you care. If you don't care about something, you're like, oh, I don't care about, you know, if you don't care, it doesn't matter if you get it or not. It doesn't matter if it works out or not because you don't care. But you do care. And it's important to admit when you do care. Not to lie to yourself to minimize the pain of the disappointment. Because if you keep acting like you don't care about anything that you know, then you're never gonna, going back to my previous video, you're never going to reach fulfillment, okay? How are you going to reach fulfillment if you won't even admit what you care about and what you actually desire and what you actually want? When you reach that level of frustration, know that you are close to a breakthrough, whatever that is, okay? Whatever that is. Whether that is a pivot and, you know, showing you, hey, this is not giving me what I truly want, and so you figure out something else that will give you what you want. Or if it's just like you realize, hey, I need to keep going, I can keep going. Also, if you are led to a pivot, know that whatever seeds you have planted previously will eventually sprout and grow. It may not be their time now, but eventually it will be. Some things you do have to wait for. But in the meantime, you can do something else. And some seeds that you have planted don't need your constant time and energy, okay? Some seeds just need to be left alone, and they need to be nourished by the environment or, you know, just time. You know that saying, a watched pot never boils, right? So you can't just watch the seed. You can't just watch it, because you're wasting your time. It may need occasional attention. Some plants need more attention than others, and some plants just need to be left alone. Because if you give them too much attention, then that's what ruins them. I'm not saying you're gonna ruin anything. I'm just saying, know what you're nourishing and nurturing and growing. If you know that, you'll know how to do it. Okay, voila. That is the final look. Okay, so remember, when you reach that level and point of frustration, that means you're about to have a breakthrough, because you've reached the breaking point. Okay, so then you gotta break through, right? And sometimes that breakthrough is being like, you know what, this is not paying off, let me go over here. And sometimes that breakthrough is, oh my god, this is finally paying off. Okay, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment down below whatever you want to say down there. Subscribe for more. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.